guys, this is Jared at the ranch in North Texas. Welcome, man. What a beautiful day God's given us to work in today. Not many days like this in March, beginning of March. I kind of started a new little segment called A Bit of Advice. I want you to know that none of this is, I'm going to throw out a disclaimer like a lot of folks do, and I do it from time to time if you watch any of my videos. This is not the only way or the perfect way to do it, but this is the way that I've learned to do it, the way that it works for our operation. And hopefully if you can take some of this and use it to be a better horseman and to give more respect and dignity to your horses, that's what we're looking for, man. All right, today we're gonna look at the snaffle bit rig. If you'll notice, this is a D-ring snaffle. The reason they call it a ring is because it's got a ring on it. It's got, looks kind of like a smashed O or a D, where the bit ties in here and it does not slide around the ring. Then it's got a two-piece broken mouth. This mouth kind of rides off of the bar, gives a little bit of tongue pressure, but mainly off of the bars of a horse. Got a good full leather working headstall here, and I really like to use Makati rigs, using the slobber straps and the Makati rein. And that's kind of the way I set up most of my snaffle rigs. It works really well for what I do. I also have a video coming up pretty quick. People ask me, well, what kind of snaffle do you use? I have got an assortment of snaffle bridles, and the next video that comes in is going to show you some of those, kind of the three-piece mouth that works more off of the tongue, some of these two-piece that work more off of the bars, some with a little different rings, for purposes that I'll show you in that video. But today I just wanted to, I'm going to throw this bridle on a horse, and I want to show you kind of how the Makati strap, the slobber straps and the Makati works, and hopefully help you make you a better horseman. All right, I got old Frosty. This is a gelding that we're showing some versatility and some ranch horse and ranch riding competitions. He is a bridle horse, but I had him out, so I'm going to show you how to use the snaffle bit, or how I like to use the snaffle bit, and kind of the functions of it. As you can see, I've got a Makati rein on here. I've got slobber straps that hang down from the rings. One thing I like about this Makati is that I can use this as a lead, whether here in the arena or out in the pasture. I always have a lead handy and don't have to keep a halter on my horse. I'm going to hop up here and I'm going to show you kind of how these slobber straps work with this Makati. Got a cool tassel on this offside. If you'll notice, I tied this lead rope to the horn, so it has a little more weight than this side would, so they put a tassel on here to kind of even that weight out so it's kind of evenly distributed. Let me hop up here and I'm going to show you how this works. Okay, if you'll look at the slobber straps, when I ask him to move down, if you notice, he gets soft. I ask for a little bit of pressure, but watch what that slobber strap does when I release it. Pressure, release. Pressure, release. See how quick that slobber strap and that Makati rein release the pressure? If I pull him this way and release it, the only thing that has any pressure on this bit now is how it's hanging in that headstall. It goes back to a neutral position. So if he's comfortable in this position here, we're great. We ask him for a different position, we let it go back to where he releases, back to where it's the comfortable neutral position. Well, pretty soon he can get comfortable being soft. But I always want to release him at some point to give him the right idea of I'm always going to give him release whenever I give him pressure. Same way with both reins. Pick up, release. See how those reins release, how those slobber straps help that. It'll really help your hands and help you become a better horseman. Okay, here we go. We're in the snaffle bit, and the reason we use a snaffle bit is because we want to direct rein pressure. If I want him to go left, I pull on the left rein. And see how his nose is tipped that direction? and then I squeeze him a little bit and ask him to go forward. If I want him to go the other way, I pull on the other side, and I just keep his head tipped to where I want him to go. And then I just give him pressure. Well, someday we're gonna want them to ride with one hand. So what we're gonna do is, this is the way I teach my horses to turn around. I tip their nose, ask them to go forward. They're just walking, following their nose in a little circle. Then I will pick up on the outside rein. See how he followed? Now he's a bridle horse, so he's gonna follow as soon as I move it. But when I'm asking a young horse to do this, I'm using both sides of their face independently. I got his nose tipped, he's following his nose. Gonna pick up this outside rein, and I want him to step across. First thing I want him to do is I just want him to take one step that direction, and then I'm gonna let him go, and we're gonna keep walking in this circle. That's why we're using an independent bit, a two-handed independently used bit. We use this side with our left hand, we use the right side with our right hand. Same thing here. I'm asking him to walk in a circle. I've got his nose tipped, squeezing him. He's following his nose. And then I'm gonna pick up on the outside rein. And he starts turning around. And like I said, this is a more of a finished type horse. But the whole gist of this is, with my young horses, what I want them to do is to tip their nose in the direction they're going, whether I'm pulling on them or not. So if I'm asking him to go this direction, I want him to follow his nose. But when I pick up this other rein, that bit adjusts a little bit in their mouth. And instead of just having the feel of that what they call a neck rein, the rein on the neck as a cue, there's actually a cue in his mouth, which is way more sensitive than his neck. So someday when I'm riding him one-handed, I'm just gonna move my hand just a hair over the top line of his neck, and it adjusts that bit. Just like I did here. I've got one hand, I pick up on the outside, he starts turning around. So hopefully you can see that by picking up on that bit, using each side independently, left side with our left hand, right side with our right hand, teaches them over time. Just like pressure, we give pressure on both of them, we release. We give pressure right here, we release. We give pressure right here, we release. We give pressure here with both of them, we release. It's the same way with backing up. We're gonna get both sides of the mouth pressured, give him a little impulsion, pull him backwards. That's how I like to use a snaffle bit. I ride a lot of horses in a snaffle bit, young and old. I like to get these horses reminded sometimes of what independent sides of their mouth pressure is. Hey, again, thanks for tuning in to Way of Life for a bit of advice. I'm gonna have a few more of these coming out. I've got some hackamore rigs. I love riding in a hackamore rig. I've got some full bridles that'll be coming up, some spade type bits, some half-breed type bits. I'm going to show you how I like to use those, what works really good for me. I appreciate you tuning in. Always strive for knowledge when it comes to horsemanship and stockmanship. Get as much information as you can so that you can respect your animals and give them the dignity that they deserve. And when you do, it always comes back to you. Always remember to treat people the way you want them to treat you. Not maybe the way they treat you, but the way you want to be treated. And I tell you what, it'll make life a lot better. Click that subscribe button. Ring the bell for notifications when new videos come out. And I hope you guys are out enjoying this beautiful day God's made. And hope to see you back soon. God bless you. And remember, Jesus is the only way, and he'll make your life complete.